call for harsher penalties for those in possession of illegal guns.
South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster is asking lawmakers to take action fast. This comes just days after 5 people were shot during a senior skip day beach gathering on the Isle of Palms. Governor McMaster noting minors were involved.
The governor is also asking state lawmakers to pass bond reform. He says that criminals with serious or violent offenses should not be given bond while awaiting trial.
What do you tell the family of someone who had been caught, arrested, put in jail once, twice, 3 times, who then shows up and kills your loved one? What do you tell them?
The governor wants action taken before the end of the 2023 legislative session, which is May 11th.
Meanwhile, South Carolina lawmakers are considering whether to allow gun owners to carry a firearm without a permit. A
bill allowing for what is called constitutional carry passed the House in February. Last week, a Senate subcommittee heard testimony from law enforcement. Taggart Houck is following this. He joins us live tonight to break it all down. Tag.
Yeah, well, people supportive of this bill argue that you should not need a permit in order to be able to go and carry a gun. And under this legislation, you would not need a permit nor training in order to do so, in open carry or concealed in public. The bill passed the House 90-30 back in February. It would need to pass the Senate in order for Governor Henry McMaster to sign it into law. The legislature this week is on break, but last week a few South Carolina police chiefs spoke to a Senate subcommittee about some concerns that they had on the Senate's version of the bill, mainly that there's not a requirement for training on gun safety. We asked Greer Police Chief Matt Hamby about that.
We're just trying to make sure that our lawmakers are aware of what our concerns are. But again, we are absolutely in support of Second Amendment rights, and we want to make sure that all of the issues are considered as lawmakers are making their decisions.
The bill would restrict people from bringing guns into detention centers, courthouses, polling places, and government offices, among other areas. It would need to make it out of committee before it could be up for debate in the full Senate. More than 20 other states have similar laws to this. And to be clear, the chief there says, of course, that the Greer Police Department and other departments would follow whatever law it would be and enforce whatever law would be put in place by lawmakers. For now, in Greenville, Taggart Houck, WYFF News 4.
Taggart, thank you. Let's turn to weather as we take a live look out from our